Today I'm going to show you guys how to solve different types of, we're just going to do exponential equations. Okay, so here we are. Here's your first example. Sometimes, see these two bases? You have a 2 and a 4. If you can get the base to be the same, so can you make a 4 turn an 8 into a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, how?
2 with an exponent.
What is it? 2 to what exponent?
3. No, it's
2 to what gives you 8?
That's our
third.
Yeah, so 2 to the third is 8.
X.
So this is going to be 2 to the 3x. Easy?
And then you
Does that say x plus 1?
get rid of the 2.
It says x plus 1. That says x.
3x equals x plus 1.
So now remember that 1-to-1 property? You can cancel those out. And what do you get?
1 half.
3x equals x plus 1. Subtract 1x, you get 2x equals 1, and then divide by 2.
That was just so hard.
That was hard?
That was actually.
Okay, now, what if, so in questions 1 through 8, those will all be like that. You will be able to get them all in the same base. Okay? But there will be a time where you can't get them in the same base. Like this one. What happens when you can't get them in the same base? This is what you do. I'm jumping to example 3. When you can't get these in the same base, you're going to put an ln. You're going to take the ln of both sides. Okay? Now, there was a property. It was called the power property. What do you do with the power? Bring it where? In front. So this power is going to go in front here, so it's 4x minus 1, whoops, times ln2 equals, and then you're going to do 1 minus x times ln3. ln2 and ln3, you're going to whip out your calculator and just get the decimal number for those. ln2 and ln3. Now, how do you get to ln? It's this button right here where the EX is. So you have to hit Control ln. So ln 2, and then hit Enter. ln 2 is about let's just do 0.7. And ln 3 is 1.1. What do you think you're going to do next?
Foiled.
You got to distribute.
Wow.
What was that?
Yeah, what was that?
Is that English?
You're going to distribute. Okay? So 0.7 times 4x is 2.8x minus 0.7, and then 1.1 minus 1.1x. You're going to get all your stuff on one side and solve. You end up getting,
1.05.
did you get 0.46?
No. I'm gonna have done something wrong, but yeah, definitely did something wrong. 1 second. Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
I got
Yeah? Everyone good with that? Now I want you to flip to the page where the homework is on the back side of this one. And I want you in this middle section, we're not going to do example 4, you can cross that one out. We're not doing example 4. But I want you to look at these 4, 8, 12 problems. Tell me which ones resemble what we did, where you have exponents with variables and the bases aren't compatible.
11.
11 is one.
13.
14, can you get, 14 is like example
Oh,
1.
yeah, you can add, yeah, no,
You can write 4 is 2 in base 2. How about number 13, and 14, and 15, and 16? So the ones I just circled, are like that. You have to take the ln of both sides. It's the same thing. Take the ln of both sides, bring the power in front, type in ln2, type in ln3, whatever it is, and then do it. Now, what's up with the rest? Go back to the front page. Look at example 2. These are the easiest ones, I think. What do you do when you have a base, an exponent, and a number? Translate it into
Sounds like a
into
bad
log.
joke.
Huh?
Sounds like a bad joke.
Sounds like a bad joke. Translate this. You're gonna write this as the log of 2, base 5 is x. All I did was translate it. And then guess what? You have a calculator in front of you.
And then change the
You could, if you're using the Inspires, or not the Inspires, the 83s, you would do the change of base. Log of 2
Oh.
divided by the log of 5. Okay? So on your TI 83s, that's what you do. And you should get about 0.43 for an answer. Now with the Inspires, when you type in the log button, you're gonna have to hit Control. Hit Control, log, and then it's gonna prompt you to the 2 boxes and you do your 5, arrow, and your 2. And then hit Enter. So you hit the same answer, 0.43. 0.43. Okay? So know how to do those with both calculators, because we at the school have the Inspires, but you can't take those home, and a lot of you guys have the 83s at home, so when you have the 83, you can't do that. You're like shaking no. No? You don't have one? Well, if you don't have one, then you're gonna have to use whatever you have.
Well, you have an iPhone, so. You
Now-
can get emulators and stuff for those calculations.
Look at 17. 17 is like what we just did. Believe it or not. The only thing is, instead of the base being a 2 or 5,
It's
whatever
an
it is,
E.
it's E. So how would you translate this into log form? The log of 5 base
E
E
equals 2.
is equal to 2x.
Wasn't that the ln?
Yeah, I just took the words right out of my mouth. See how smart you are? Isn't it? Yeah, she's right. Isn't log base E equal to ln? It is. So all you do is take your calculator, you type in ln5, and then do what with that?
Divide by 2.
Yeah, that's it. Who said these were hard?
I take that mistake.
It's really hard actually, I don't get it.
Now, what do you think you're gonna do with 19 and 20? 19 and 20 have a little twist to it. You're gonna have to get rid of something first.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to divide by 6 on this one before you rewrite it, and this one divide by 3.4. Okay? So, go to problem 23. This is where it gets harder. We're only going up to 29. And then we're gonna do the rest tomorrow. Now, these are like trinomials. This says 9 to the x power, if you can't read it. You're gonna factor this, okay? They're asking you to let u equal blah, blah, blah. I want you to do it this is an easier way for me. So I think you might like this better. I'm gonna rewrite this 9 as 3 squared and then x. Okay? That means the same as that. Now, you're gonna factor this. I'm gonna tell you that 3 to the 2x, you can split it up as 3 to the x times 3 to the x. Because 3 to the x times 3 to the x is 3 to the 2x. Now, how can you split up 3 so that way when you multiply, you get a 3, but when you add, you get a 4?
Negative 3, negative 1.
Mm-hmm. So now watch, I'm gonna foil this for you to show you. I'll just show you, what is 3x times 3x? It's 3 to the 2x. What's 3x times -1? It's -1 times 3 to the x, then -3 times 3 to the x, and then -3 times 1, -1 is 3. And then these two are like terms. And that's how you get your original problem. Does that make sense? Okay, now, what do you do with this product? You have two products. You set each of these equal to 0. So you have 3 to the x minus 3 equals 0, and 3 to the x minus 1 equals 0. What do you think you do now?
Oh, that would.
Add 3, and you get 1. You are right, x is 1. Add 1, and x is what?
0.
0. Because 3 to the 0 power is 1. Now I'm going to do 29 because 29 is out of the ordinary. That one's different. Okay, this one's this is an oddball problem. This one's not, because of this negative x, it's a little different. You have 4 to the x power plus 6 over 4 to the x minus 5. I'm bringing this 5 over. Now this one, it makes sense. Give me a different letter besides x. Y. You know what? Third hour we use y too. So we're going to let y equal 4 to the x power. So I'm going to replace, I'll put a y here and a y here. What could I multiply this whole problem to get this y out of here?
Why?
By y. So if I multiply this by y, those cancel, and then this by y, and that by y. So you get y squared plus 6 minus 5y equals 0. Fix it up. You know what I mean by fix? Standard form.
-3,
How do you factor that?
-2.
Y minus 3, y minus 2. What are your two y solutions?
3,
3 and what?
2.
And then what do you think you're going to do?
Plug it back
Now you're going to switch back. You're going to replace, because you're solving for x, not y. Now you're going to take your 4 to the x power and plug it in right here. So what you have is 4 to the x is equal to 3, and 4 to the x is equal to 2. Now what do you think you're going to do? Log of 3 base 4 is x. Log of 2 base 4 is x, and use your calculator. Type in log of 3 base 4 and type in log of 2 base 4. And your two answers are 1/2 and 0.79. Now, starting with example 9, we're going to do tomorrow. So your homework is to do all these problems up to that example. Okay?